You always text me like when you like the intros, but you never text me that you like the thumbnail.
Sorry, should I do that?
You well now when you do it, it's not gonna feel natural.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. Don't worry about it.
No, oh God! Now you're gonna be like, wow, that's the greatest thumbnail I've ever seen in my life. Great going, Joe. And I'm gonna
Nice
know
job.
that it was a terrible thumbnail.
I'll be like, nice job. Good thumbnail.
I shouldn't have said anything. Hello everybody, thank you for joining us here on another steaming hot edition of Cup of Joe's. I'm your host Joe Brown, joined by my best friend Joe Perry and my fellow Bidoof gamer out there, Joe. Episode 75 of Cup of Joe's. How are you doing?
I'm tired. I'll tell you that much. I'm tired right now, Joe.
Wait, shouldn't you be like rejuvenated and excited and optimistic about the world after we just watched that awesome 8-minute Bidoof video?
It was great, but I'm still tired. The Bidoof video did not give me energy. It hyped me up in the moment we watched it, but it has been like 30 minutes since we watched it now. Maybe more.
Maybe. I'll just say I felt good. It was a good time, you know.
We did have a good time with it. It was a fun time to have.
And one of my friends in Pokemon, Gabby, her favorite Pokemon is Bidoof, and so within the community, she's like well known for being the one and most likely only Bidoof lover because he gets memed on so much. And so she's been having a ball the last couple days on Twitter with posting GIFs and stuff of all the Bidoof images and people tweeting at her and stuff. So
well, they deserve it.
Anywho. Off of Bidoof here, because we have other topics on this episode we need to talk about, Joe. We have Kirby. Actually, huge news this week. We actually got a release date and a new trailer for the Kirby game coming out in March. Then you're going to give an update on Dying Light 2, because that's a game you've been, super excited about. You're going to talk about that. And then the big topic of Mario Kart 9. There's apparently news, it's just rumors, nothing confirmed at this point, that is potentially in development. We're going to talk about that and what that means and what we think Mario Kart 9 is going to be like. But just like Smash Ultimate's campaign mode, I say we start with Kirby.
Or bye.
Did you understand that reference?
Yes, I did. Okay. I beat the campaign mode, remember?
How long did it take? Because that campaign took me it had to have taken 30 hours or something. It was long, that campaign.
It took a minute.
Ultimate, what was it? Something of Light? Oh my God, what was it called, Joe?
Wait, are we talking about
in
the
Smash?
New one?
Yeah, where you go all through the board and you unlock all the different characters and stuff, remember?
Oh, yeah, it took a while.
Something of Light. Look it up, Joe. While
you look it up.
You want my clicky clack keyboard all over the microphone that it's right next to?
Yes. I love that noise. My favorite noise. There it is.
I actually didn't even look it up. I might as well have looked. Oh my God. You know what? Then I'm gonna look it up. Smash Ultimate. I apologize, everybody, that it's literally
that's so right. It's such a great noise.
Right next to my mic.
It's such a great noise, though.
Story mode. What is it called? World of Light. I knew it had light in it, Joe. Come on. I was close enough.
Come on.
All right. Anyway, let's talk about Kirby, okay? Kirby.
Let's talk about Kirby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about him eating everything. Let's talk about Kirby.
That was a good one, Joe. I like that one.
Thank you.
So Kirby and the Forgotten Land was shown off at, what was that, E3, or was it just a regular Nintendo Direct? It might have just been a regular Direct.
Yeah, at this point I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm pretty confident it was just a regular one, but if we're wrong, we're wrong. Whatever. Kirby and the Forgotten Land has just announced this week that it's actually dropping March 25th. So here we are in January, and they're now announcing it's coming out in 2 months, which is really cool. I think this is something you and I were talking about before the show, Joe, that Nintendo has this marketing strategy a lot of times where like they really don't make you wait forever. It's not like Sony and Xbox when like a year and a half early they say like next holiday season and then it gets pushed back or whatever, so you're waiting 2 years for it. Like, we're in January, here's a trailer, here's new information about the game. By the way, it comes out in 2 months. And I think I really like that strategy.
Yeah, I was kind of happy that they did that. And it's always like, it's like cool to be anticipated of a game that's coming out so far away, but at the same time, it's also nice to hear a new game's coming out so close to you that you never really seen much of before. So I was pretty excited when it was like, oh look, it's coming out in March. Pretty cool. Right around the corner. Don't have to wait too long.
Yeah, and other games that like Nintendo's done it. If you remember with Metroid Dread was announced at E3 and it came out in October. Samus Returns on the 3DS was at E3 and it came out in September. So, you know, like this is definitely a common strategy they do with games where like we know it's gonna do numbers. It's a Nintendo first party game. Like, we don't have to make you wait for it and say like, oh, get it in 9 months or something like that.
Yeah.
But talking about the actual video, like the trailer that was shown off, they showed off new copy abilities for Kirby. They showed off a co-op mode with Bandana Waddle Dee as the second player. So it actually revealed that it can be a 2-player game. This article says that you can have up to 2 players for local co-op play, so not online. But like, just going, you know, you watched the trailer, Joe. Like, what were your overall thoughts? Because remember, we first learned, 3D Kirby. Like, that's the first time we saw it. First time it's going to be 3D, and then now you got more information now.
It looks fun. It looks like a Kirby game. Looks great that you could use different powers and beat up different guys. It actually kind of like somewhat reminded me of a Paper Mario game a little bit. Not in like the sense of like the RPG standpoint where it's turn-based combat, but in like the village and like the shops and stuff like that all kind of like had a Paper Mario-esque type feel to it, to me, from what we saw. Like in all those like you go into the town and there's a bunch of people sitting around, but that might also just be how Nintendo does their like hub worlds now for their different games.
Yeah, so that's interesting that you say it's more Paper Mario like, because I've seen the consensus online is that it's more like Mario Odyssey style. Like Kirby's running around and it's a big open spot, you're throwing stuff, you're breaking things. I think another distinction from that is I think it's actually, I don't know, and our good friend Schnabel, who listens every week, is a huge Kirby fan, and I'm sure he would agree with me on this point. I think it's a lot of Bowser's Fury vibes going on more than like Super Mario Odyssey. Like, if you played Bowser's Fury, I know he did. I don't know if you ever saw like Let's Plays or trailers of it or whatever. It had like the big hub area and then sub hub, if that's like a like subsectioned areas. It wasn't like Mario Odyssey where it's like that was the world and then you transferred to the next world and you transferred to the next world. It was Bowser's Fury was like, here's the one thing that you branch out into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where Odyssey was world to world. Like, they were disconnected. Like, Cap Kingdom was nowhere near, like, the, you know, Bowser's Kingdom or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it has some Bowser's Fury vibes going on, which has got a lot of, like, positive reviews. People really like that gameplay and how that game was set up. And I think this is really interesting because it'll still be a super easy game, right? Because it's Kirby. That's like the appeal to it. Is very, very like kid friendly, and then maybe there'll be harder challenges along the way. But I think this might be like the first game for a lot of people where like you can just vibe as Kirby and you go around and you're actually more inclined, like Link or like Mario, to just screw around as Kirby instead of the confined, stricter stage level versions of Kirby that we've had for 30 plus years. Like, you come through on the left screen and then you walk all the way to the right to get through the door on the right and leave to the next one. Like, there's not a lot of room for activities. You know what I mean? In the typical Kirby sense, like, it is a core structured like A, B, C, D, E, F, G comes next. Gameplay. So that's what's going to be exciting for me with the Forgotten Land, is that it will be a little more or a lot more open, where it's not going to be as structured as a traditional Kirby game is.
Yeah. I got you. Like, the only Kirby game I've ever played is the one from N64, where it's like a side-scroller-esque type of Kirby game. That's the only Kirby game I think I've ever really played. So it's I got nothing for this one. It looks cool. I don't know if I'm gonna play it. I'll leave that to you and Schnabel, my Nintendo boys, as I call you in my brain.
Is that what we are in your contacts, and like you could put like company name or whatever, and for your
Nintendo
friend,
boys?
Nintendo
no,
boys.
I don't have that. It's just you and Schnabel.
So yeah, March 25th. So that'll be exciting. That is so close, and I think that's good enough. So why don't we move on to our next topic, Joe, which is a game that you have been patiently, and I mean very patiently, anticipating, because it's been taking forever.
Yes, I'm very excited about Dying Light 2. It's been like, when did the first one come out? Like, it's been a very long time since they showed anything before they started really amping up the release of the game. Dying Light 1 originally came out in, where is it? I like how I looked this up and it says, is Dying Light 2 ever coming out? Amazing.
Until it's in your hands, we can't actually.
Yeah, this is true. They could definitely just totally drop when it's coming out. Dying Light 1 came out in 2015. And that game was really fun when I played it. Like, it came out, it was like it was kind of like Dead Island when that game came out, because Dying Light was what Dead Island was supposed to be, which was super cool. You were parkouring all over the place. You were killing zombies with like machetes and cutting their heads off, and they were chasing you and stuff, and that was really fun. And then they kind of left it. They kind of like left it where it could be a sequel, and there couldn't be a sequel. And there was rumors about it for a while, and then there was rumors about a Dead Island 2 coming out for a while. And then I guess this one kind of beat it to the punch with kind of showing off some of the stuff that they made a couple of years ago. And now, like recently, we finally have more gameplay. We finally have more polished out details. It was supposed to come out in December, and now it's coming out in February, which, to be completely honest, 2 months I'm fine with. If you can just push it back a little bit, that's great. Just get a few of the bugs out. But they recently came out on Twitter saying that they were like, hey, check it out. Look how cool we are. Our game's going to take like 500 hours to be, like the same amount of time it takes you to walk from, where is it?
Warsaw to Madrid.
Warsaw to Madrid, like, that's cool. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, because we've talked about this. I saw
this announcement, Joe, and I thought of you. I was like, oh my God, Joe must be sweating right now. Like, he must be furiously, like pacing through his house. Like, I can't believe this.
I even talked to Jordan about it. It was just like, I saw that and I was like, come on. Like, really? 500 hours? I looked it up. You know how many days that is? It's 26 days. It's almost an entire month. You gotta play this game for an entire month straight.
That's a lot of dedication.
Yeah, and then they put out another tweet, because a lot of people, actually, the internet kind of like the community of Dying Light kind of got a little upset about it, because they're like, 500 hours? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm a father now. Like, I'm an adult. I don't have the time to do this.
I'm a father now.
That's what someone said.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm a father now. I don't have time to do this. And then they put out another tweet that was like, if you want to beat the main campaign, it'll take 20 hours. And then if you want to beat the main campaign and all of the side quests, it'll take 80 hours, which is like, fine.
Definitely more manageable.
More manageable. And then, what is it? The 500 hours is if you want to like 100% it. Time needed to max out the game with all the main and side quests, choices and endings, checking every place on the map, every dialogue, and finding every collectible.
How do you even, like, create a game like that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you how do you play test? How do you test bugs of a game that big? Like,
dude, they've been working on it since 2015. It seems like.
True.
Ah, man, like, oh my God, how many endings are there? How many choices are there? No, and I'm never gonna know because I have to wait 26 days for someone to beat it all of the way so I can see it.
Yeah, those YouTube Let's Play channels are gonna be they're gonna be overworked when this comes out. You know, like they just like Halo Infinite came out and they just immediately play through and then upload it on YouTube for quick cash.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Those channels are gonna struggle with this one. So I'm very happy to see this update from the Dying Light Twitter. To see 20 hours, Joe. I think you can handle that.
Yeah, that's doable. But I'll also probably be more than 20 hours. It'll be like maybe the 80-hour one because I like doing side quests and stuff. But I want to know what all the endings are too. Like, I won't play through the game to get all the endings because sometimes that's just monotonous and I get tired of doing the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
But like, I want to know what they are because I'm into that. I'm into the knowledge. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for the February 7th. I think it comes out. I got my pre-order. I'm waiting for it. I'm pumped. I'm stoked.
Just think about like the best news for you for this specifically. It's not even that like it's glass half full, glass half empty perspective. It's not that you need to play less Dying Light 2 now. It's that you get to play other games more now because it won't take you 500 hours to beat Dying Light 2, you know? Like, you gotta look at that perspective of it.
I'm always looking at that perspective of it. Like, I wasn't, like, when I saw that, I was like, thank God I can get what I want out of this game not in a huge amount of time. Because at some point, like, there's some games, like, in Outlast, I think I did this. I was like, I don't want to play this game anymore. I'll just watch someone else play it, and I'll just take it from there. So if it comes down to it, I'll just watch someone else do it, and I'll take it from there.
Yeah. What was I? Oh, okay. A lot of people started tweeting like about, at least that I saw, like I can't even think of a game I played 500 hours in and stuff like that. And then it became like a challenge for people would say like name games you played for 500 hours, for 100 hours, for 1,000 hours or whatever. Do you think, or like just thinking, I'll ask you, like, are there any games that you know or think you've played 500 hours of?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, like it's an open question, Joe.
Joe Brown, we've talked about this several times. The game that I've played like over 600 hours of.
I want to hear you say it.
It's PUBG.
Wow.
I'm looking it up right now.
Wow, Joe Perrian, PUBG gamer.
It came out, and I was just like, well, let's get it. I was also unemployed for a little bit, so I was able to do that.
That helps. That definitely helps.
That did help.
Now, are there any other games you can think of? Like just in your whole life, you know what I mean?
So, in PUBG, I have played a total of 659 hours. That's a lot of hours.
That's a lot.
In Destiny, I have played a total of 180 hours. I'm pretty sure in League, I probably play like 100 and something hours.
Yeah, I mean, League is the easy answer for me. Like, over the last 11 years, I've definitely played 500 hours of League. But there's no in-clock or in-client timer for League, so...
Yeah. Fallout 4, I've played 136 hours.
Nice.
Borderlands 2, I've played 89 hours. Hades, I've played 79 hours. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, I've played 63 hours. BioShock Infinite has 52. Team Fortress has 49. Resident Evil Village has 42. And then we keep going down. Far Cry 5, 40. Borderlands pre-sequel 35.
Well,
Dishonored 2.
That's not really close to 500.
33.
Like you saying Destiny with 108, like that's in the vicinity. But like a 40-hour game, that's not, that's not really close to 500. So I think for me... oh, go ahead. Sorry, Joe.
I was going to say, but PUBG took it because, like, I was playing it a lot and I had nothing else to really do except for apply for jobs and play PUBG in the morning and then at night. And then Destiny 2 isn't including the amount of time that I played on Xbox. So if I looked that up, I can give you an even more amount of time that I played Destiny 2. That's only when I was playing it in Steam and not when I was playing it in the BattleNet app. So there's a lot of times. Maybe
I think
Destiny
Destiny's
2.
up there because that's going to be one of my answers. Also, is Destiny 1. I know on PS4 I played well over 400 hours of Destiny 1, but that doesn't account for like I would play on my brother's account sometimes. Like if I did all my missions and like he was busy, like I would play for him and he played at least like 300 plus hours too. And then, you know, so that's close to that 500 threshold. League, like I said. And then the only other one I know is up there is Pokemon X and Y, which was the first Pokemon I got into competitively. So that was where I had to do a lot of breeding and a lot of, you know, hatching eggs and like getting great IVs and actually playing competitively back then on the 3DS. So like X and Y, I got up to that 500-ish. I don't know if I crossed the 500 threshold, but that was the Pokemon that I put the most amount of hours into by far.
Pokemon, you said?
Yeah. That I'm saying Pokemon X and Y on the 3DS, like hour clock wise, is by far the most I've put into any Pokemon game.
Gotcha. No, not even Sword and Shield. That one was pretty big.
I definitely have like 200 hours in Sword and Shield, but I'm saying that's not. It's nowhere near as close to X and Y because I have not since I haven't really had a lot of competitive stuff the last 2 years with Sword and Shield. Right, the world shut down.
Yeah,
I haven't really been breeding or playing online battles or anything. The way like when X and Y came out, I was literally every day, either in class or in our dorm rooms or like, you know, whatever we were doing, I was playing Pokemon X and Y every day to breed for abilities or get, you know, five perfect IVs and like building competitive teams and bringing them to local tournaments and regionals and stuff. So now that I haven't had to do as much of that competitive stuff in Sword and Shield, it's definitely X and Y that takes the cake.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. That's a lot of time. Let's see how much time I put into Destiny 1. Probably not a lot. Yeah, that's a good amount. Put almost about 7 days into it, so what's seven?
That's gotta be at least 100, right?
It's over. I think it's over 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 168 hours.
Oh wait, so you put that together with Steam? That's 3.
No, but that was Destiny. That was Destiny 1.
Oh.
Destiny 2, I put in about. If we're gonna combine Xbox and Steam's, I put on 103 hours. 305 hours. Sorry, 305 hours, and then I don't even know how to get the information from BattleNet, but there was more on that too.
I don't even know. I guess I'm looking at my Steam, but I don't really know how you can check how long you've.
You click on the game. You can also go to like your profile and go to your games, and then underneath the game it tells you how many hours you have on record with it.
Okay, so I'm clicking view profile. I know I played. So Persona 4 on Steam was about 85 hours, and then Persona 5 Royal took me close to 130 hours to beat. Hold on, games. Okay. Yeah, so my number one played is Persona 4 on Steam, at least, of 87 hours. Nothing else really comes close to that, but of course I wasn't really much of a Steam or a PC gamer over the years.
Yeah.
I get, you know what, thinking about it, right? Like, if we combine all of the years of Madden and NBA 2K and MLB The Show and over my whole life, that has to account for 500 hours, right?
Maybe? I don't know.
I played a lot of sports.
It has to be a singular game, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
Like, you can't just be like, I've played like all these Madden like Madden, like 2015, 2016, 2017.
There were definitely Maddens throughout, especially in high school. My friend and I, we used to literally play like the entire summer. Summer break was just we'd play Madden, and then once we got tired of Madden, we would switch to 2K. And when we get switched to 2K, we'd switch to it would be MLB 2K back on Xbox because we had Xbox 360s. Like, and that would be our like 14-hour day. It's just on Xbox Live together playing sports games the entire summer.
Yeah,
So,
but those are like, but it's like how can you tell the difference between like, you know what I mean? Like, if we were doing it that way, I can combine like PUBG and Destiny.
I know. I'm not trying to combine them. I'm not saying like, oh, count this from Madden 07 plus these hours from Madden 09. I'm saying there are individual years. I'm not talking about the cumulative.
Oh, okay. You are talking about individual years where you spent like hours and hours.
Like the one I think of the most would be Madden 09, I believe, with Brett Favre on the cover, where I was in high school at that point, so I would have been playing with my friend, and that's probably the only sports game I have ever 100%. I got all the achievements in it, and
dang.
I played ranked on in Madden back then. I played with my friend all the time. Like I did all the franchises a million times. Like so, I'm saying there are probably I don't know if 500 hours was crossed because you said that's like a full month of time, but there are definitely some sports games of individual years of the franchise that I at least crossed 200 or 300 hours in.
Yeah, like I said, 500 hours is like 26 days.
Yeah, that's a lot. So I mean that makes sense though, because I remember I did look that up back when Destiny 1 ended. I looked up like on your profile you can see, and I was over 400 hours, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I played. That's what I used to do back then. I'd go to work, I'd come home at 5 a.m. and I would do my dailies at 5 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Or you like get your friends together and do like some raiding some stuff, and that would take hours at a time. I remember when we used to do that. But yeah, so like I'm excited to play the new Dying Light. It looks really cool. I'm excited to see where the story goes because you can pick different like groups of people to follow. You can help people, you cannot help people, and apparently I think you're like infected in this game, and you have to take this thing to help you. I think, from what I've seen, so it'll be cool to see what's going on.
Well,
I'm excited.
Well, from going from games that for a long time or things that take a long time, we're going to talk about going fast. And we're not talking about Sonic. We are talking about Mario Kart 9. And there are rumors that Mario Kart 9 is reportedly in development, quote, with a new twist. So this comes from an IGN article by Jared Moore that says, according to an industry analyst, Mario Kart 9 is currently in active development and will have a new racing twist and could be teased this year. So maybe E3, maybe another Nintendo Direct. And by the way, the Kirby game was the September Nintendo Direct. So we were right about that, Joe. It was not E3. Remember, it was our special episode 64 because the Nintendo Direct. Yeah. So speculation surrounding the game comes from Tokyo-based industry analyst Dr. Serkin Toto, who, when writing his predictions for the upcoming year for GamesIndustry.biz, said that a new entry in the beloved racing series is on the way. And then here's a quote, and then we'll talk about it. I'm aware Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still selling very well on the Nintendo Switch, but Mario Kart 9 is in active development, he said, before saying that Nintendo could tease their next entry of the franchise this year. So, I think this is kind of a no-brainer, right, Joe? That everyone has been expecting Mario Kart 9 at some point to come out. Just, you can say, oh, well, if Mario Kart 8 is selling so well, why make it? It's like, well, you eventually have to make another one that's going to sell just as well, right? So it's been a long time. We were in college when Mario Kart 8 came out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think some people were kind of like, why isn't a new one coming out with the Switch? Like, why are we remaking the 8th for it?
I also feel like such an idiot thinking now, I did play over 300 hours of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. So that was another game that I totally just forgot about until we talked about this. That was combined with Wii U and Switch and I have played over 300. That's one of my top 10 games of all time is Mario Kart 8. I literally love that game so much. So I'm very invested in a new Mario Kart 9. So let's talk here, Joe. Let's brainstorm a little bit. When they say a new twist, that's the plan. And you think about it, going back to, from the original Super Mario Kart, it's just basic ass Rainbow Road Super Mario. Then 64, you got 3D graphics. Then you got Double Dash has the multiplayer switching mechanics and stuff. Wii has the Wiimotes and the remote controls to do it. Then Mario Kart 8 has the gravity mechanics and, you know, switching things, your wheels go sideways and stuff like that. So there's always been a new twist with it. So they can't just make Mario Kart 9 the same thing as Mario Kart 8. So, like, what do you think is going to be that twist or possibilities of a twist for a new Mario Kart to hook people in?
I don't, you know, I had this joke of them making it, instead of Mario Kart, it's Mario NASCAR, and all you do is turn left the entire game. But I don't think that's actually going to be it. I don't know. Maybe instead of just having those, what is it? Those parasails. What are those things called that you when you're in the air?
Paragliders.
What is it? Paragliders. Maybe you'll actually get a plane. Maybe they'll be like fully, like maybe you can either like kind of how Diddy Kong Racing did it. Maybe you can do like a boat or a plane. Joe, or
I stole your idea. I love you so much, and because I love you, I despise you. Because that was my twist. That was my thing that I was holding off on. I was telling everyone, you gotta listen to what I think my twist is for the game. I hate you, but I love you. That we're on the same wavelength there. I truly believe that the twist, the only way to go is up, right? Or down, because you could also be in the boat in Diddy Kong Racing. So I truly think they're going to make travel levels or tracks that you can do on the kart or in the air or on the boat like Diddy Kong Racing did. To this day, there are many people who still say Diddy Kong Racing was better than Mario Kart 64. I, myself included, am one of the people who says that. Diddy Kong is a very popular character within the Nintendo franchises. He's in all the party games and the sports games and stuff. So you could that would be your way of bringing him back, because Diddy Kong isn't in Mario Kart 8, only Donkey Kong is. So you can get him back in. And think of with how great they are at making games, think about all the tracks that they can make, that one track can be ran through 3 different ways. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a good idea. You
can just keep going through it. It'd be fun. That'd be really cool to have like planes and boats and all that good stuff. Yeah. That'd be great.
And then for, you know, when you remember that game, it's not like, sure, there were the different modes of transportation had different benefits and detriments to it, but it really was like, if you were playing with friends and you wanted to be on your little raft, like, you could. It wasn't like, oh, this track is this version, so I literally can't use this vehicle this time. I was like, no, all 3 versions were viable, you know, in theory, when you were playing along with your friends. So it's not like maybe there would be some online meta where everybody has to play planes because of some mechanic or something like that. But when you're just playing the game normally, you really can. You won't be at a disadvantage depending on what vehicle you choose.
Exactly, and each course will have its own obstacles. Like, maybe because like when you're flying in a plane, there's like air obstacles. Like what are the dudes called in the clouds? Like, they're floating in there, and there's like stuff floating in the way. Yeah. But you would also not be able to like get onto the driving course. I feel like there definitely has to be the thing where you can't get onto the driving course and like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because I feel like well, I guess the planes and the cars could go at the same speed, and I guess you also wouldn't want to go on the driving course because it'd be more difficult for you to fly through. So maybe not. Right. Maybe you can.
It's all overlapping, you know. Like, while somebody's on the cart, you're in the air, and it like, because that's how it was in Diddy Kong. You know, it was the same track. You just were at different parts of it, and then like there were some tracks with like the lava or the water where technically being in the raft was faster than driving. But the whole track was not underwater. It was just those specific spots where you were going over water that made you, you know, so like there's tactical decisions like, okay, this track is like 30% water. So is the boost I get from being in the raft for 30% of the time worth the 70% of the time where I'm not getting the boost, or vice versa. The 70% in the cart better than the 30% slowing me down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. I follow.
So we're gonna, just wrapping up quickly here, because I think we had a sizable episode. That was our goal here this time around, Joe. Do you expect the announcement, or the teaser at least this year, like the way that IGN is reporting it, might happen?
I hope it does, because then we can figure out if we guessed right. You know what I mean? That'd be cool. If anything, it'll either be this like summer when E3 happens, or Nintendo will have their own direct like a month after E3 to drop it, just so that it's by itself.
Now I am gonna
feel like,
and I apologize again for everybody hearing my clicking.
Clickety clackety click.
Okay, so Mario Kart 8 was released May 29th of 2014. And that's when I was thinking, because of the summer window, every year we had Mario Golf and Mario Tennis and Mario Sports, and Mario Kart is technically summer-ish.
You're telling me that I graduated like 14 days from college before that game came out. Is that what you're telling me, Joe Bro?
May 29th, 2014.
Yeah, I think I graduated May 10th, 2014.
Wow.
There you go.
And that's
there you go.
Yeah. So that's why I was trying to, because we were up there for the summer. Yeah, because
I was.
No, I know. Yeah, you were gone at that point. You had already moved on from me. I was an afternote in your life at that point, But
no, I came back and watched you graduate. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. I'm joking. So like, is it going to be a Kirby thing where like you do in, let's say it releases in June or July, like this March, they tell us that Mario Kart 9 is coming out in a couple weeks? Or is it now too big because it's too successful? Mario Kart 8 was too successful. It's still literally 8 years later, one of the highest grossing games still for Nintendo. Is it too important to give the 2-month announcement and release date, and now it's going to release in like October or November instead of summer?
I don't know. I think it'd be cool if they did that.
I think it's too big for a summer release, because summer is when they throw stuff away, like the Mario Tennis. You know what I mean? That's where let's just hit something for this quarter to help our shareholders.
But if they do it, then they could like just boost it, and then they could also get it in with the Game Awards, with it being in the 2022 year. Right. They could hit it up if they did it properly.
All right. Well, it looks like we're just going to have to wait, Joe. That's all it is.
We are going to have to wait. Like, we can't rush that, but yeah.
No. So that is going to do it for this episode. I think we did a great job, Joe. I think we should be applauded for it, and I can't wait to do it again next time.
There we go. Well, thanks everybody for listening to another great episode of Cup of Joe's. I've been your host, Joe Perrian, with my best friend, Joseph Brown. We'll catch you on the next episode of Cup of Joe's.